Hey, welcome back to another lesson here on the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I got my new Amazon FBA product to page 1 for the main keyword I'm trying to rank for, 2 of the main keywords I'm trying to rank for, in 3 days. Went live on Friday, didn't even make ads that day, got a couple of friends to leave some reviews, and then over the weekend I turned on my ads, and by Monday I was on page 1. Let's get into it. So we are here in my computer. See, this is actually my listing right here that I've been talking to you guys about how I was creating this listing and why I chose this market over the past month or two. And now it has gone active. It is right there. And if we scroll up, you can see, just search this, search. We scroll down and this is organic. This is not even sponsored. You can see no sponsored. We are right here on page 1. If we change our keyword and we go to even a far more searched one, this one searched 36,000 times. We scroll down. A little bit further down, but we can see I am actually right there, right on page 1. So by no means am I like at number 1 position of page 1, but again, give me some slack here because this is 3 days, right? So I've been able to accomplish quite a bit in 3 days. And to be quite honest, I haven't really done much. I spent 30 minutes building out the campaigns one day because I have a strategy, right? I have a strategy that I know how to implement for all my products to get them launched. That's how I launched my macrame shelf to the top of page 1, which actually just went out of stock. Got more inventory coming in for that. But anyway, not only am I going to be showing you what the campaigns are, but I'm going to be showing you how I built them step by step. So be sure to like and subscribe if you happen to be new. But without further ado, let's jump right into it. I wanted to show you actually my search volume for the search term, just so you know this actually has search volume, what I'm ranking on page 1 for. You see this has 6,400 search volume for a picture hanging tool. We just saw we were ranking on page 1 for that. And if we do picture hanging kit, we'll just load from history so it's a little quicker. Now it won't be exactly today's information, but you can see it has 30,000 searches. So absolutely phenomenal. Now what I would like to show you is how I actually built my PPC campaigns. So the first thing that I did, and I still have this set up, I just did this 3 days ago. I made a little sheet in Google Sheets, and this is always like a nice spreadsheet where I like to organize my data and collectively create exactly what I'm gonna be targeting and figure out how I'm gonna be structuring things. So here we can see I've done a few things. So first of all, we have exact demand search terms. So what I did is I went into Magnet and I searched picture hanging kit, and I searched picture hanging tool, and I hand selected all the keywords that have something to do exactly with that product, right? They're not relative, they can't refer to another product, they refer specifically to this product. And then also what I did is I went to Cerebro, which is another Helium 10 tool, and I reverse ASIN searched the top 5 competitors of mine, because I wanted to find the commonalities of keywords that all of those competitors were ranking on page 1 for. And we're gonna be actually doing this together to recreate this kit. This list. And then what I did was I actually removed the duplicates because they're, I pasted a bunch of keywords here. I removed duplicates in this column. So this is just these phrases here, but without duplicate keyword phrases. And then this is just the same thing as this. I just labeled it PPC keyword list. So now I copy and paste that. Same thing as this. Just wanted to give you a clear step of how this went. And then also we have this PDA list, which product display ads. So those are the ASINs that I'll be targeting in one of my campaigns that I'll be showing you. And again, I also just got those ASINs from Amazon. I went on Amazon, I pulled up Helium 10. I didn't actually use ASIN Grabber. I thought that was a little bit clumsy. I just, or in this sense, I actually pulled up Jungle Scout because what I wanted to do, there's a specific thing that I wanted to do and I could only do it with the filter results tab here. So I'll be showing you how I did that as well. So stick around, it's gonna be a good video. I'm gonna be showing you how I did all this, how I got to page 1 in 3 days. And by the way, numbers, Friday I sold 1 organically. I didn't even turn on ads that day, it was great. Saturday I turned on those ads in the morning and I sold 4, great for a second day. And then to Sunday I turned on the ads, sorry, I think it came in Saturday, yeah. I got my days mixed up. Yesterday I sold 4, the day I turned on the ads. And then today I sold 4 already, and it is, well, at least at the time I'm recording this, it's like 11 in the morning. So yeah, that's going really great. Now I'm just stepping back. I don't want to hover. I don't want to overanalyze. That's something I've learned after launching a lot of products is don't start playing with it too much too soon, okay? Just wait it out, give it a week, let it breathe a little bit, and then once you have collected a lot of data, go and analyze it, go and make those adjustments, and then again, step back, give it another week, right? There's kind of this grace period that Amazon gives you. If you just turn on these new ads, don't touch them too much. Let Amazon figure it out for you, and then go in and make these small adjustments strategically. So let's go into building this. So step one, you have your product, it's gone live, or it's going live tomorrow or soon. How do you go about crafting a full set of launch campaigns? Not just one manual campaign, but a full set. What I would do is, you should already know what your search term is at this point. Go ahead and open up Magnet by Helium 10 and go perform a keyword research search for your search term for your product, the exact search term that leads you to your product. Okay, now if you don't have Helium 10, there will be an affiliate link down in the description below. You could pick this tool up down there. What I then did is I sorted by search volume, and then I hand-picked out some search terms. Now I happen to know that like my search volume, I want something with at least 500 search volume, and I know that my maximum search volume is 30,000 for the most relevant thing. So I'll just cap that out like that, and then at least I'll be in a little bit more of a correct frame. And now we can see picture hanging kit. Okay, so that's one keyword. And then as I look through here, let's see, picture hanging tool, there's another one, 6,000. So what I would be doing is I'd be pulling these out in real time, be copying them. Then I'd open up, let's just scroll down and act like we haven't done this yet. I would be putting them in here. So I'd go picture hanging tool. We don't really want it that color though. Let's reset all that. Then we go picture hanging kit, and then we would go from there. Now I already made that list, right? Now that I've shown you what to do, you can just go do that yourself. When you're picking these, make sure it has something to do with only your product, okay? Don't pick things that are super relative just yet. You know, once you create a listing with 20, 30 reviews and you've already launched and you're already organically ranked, and you want to start making a push further out for more and more search terms and ranking for those, then that's a time that you could really start picking those broader key terms. But in launch, I can't stress how important it is to really just try and target the keywords that are going to have the best conversions for you, because that's going to help Amazon's algorithm see, wow, they're converting really well for all these keywords, let's push them up to the top. But if you're trying to target everything at once, all these broad things, broad categories, broad terms, related products, and you're just tapering out, you know, you have tons of people coming to your listing, but also tons of people not buying it, it's actually hurting you. So pick keywords that only lead to your product. Picture hanging tool, picture hanging kit. And we go through here, right? The next one down, all of these, picture hanger, wall hanging kit, push and hang picture hanging tool, picture frame hanging kit, right? You get the point. Every one of these is only gonna lead me to my product. So what I've done here, I built out to about 40 keywords, right? I literally just scrolled through here and I kept finding things that had something to do with my product. I would copy them, or I would just go over to my list and I would type them in down this row. Now, of course, you could export as a CSV, open that CSV right up in Excel or in Sheets, and then do all the editing there. So you could just delete the ones that don't have something to do with your product. That's also a fine technique. You could do either one. I think I found this to be more productive at the time. And then what you're gonna do, once you create that list, right? So now we're gonna fast forward to the fact that you've created your list from Magnet, all the keywords that are relevant. Now you're gonna go to your market and you're gonna find your best performing competitors, right? So you're gonna wanna find competitors who have high revenue, people who have proven themselves in the industry. So we'll grab this one, right? 24 reviews, and they have 19,000 in revenue. Right? That's someone who's doing a fine job. Okay, so I could go ahead and take their ASIN, and I know that's one that I want to use. I'd come over here and I would put it in our list. And then I would come back here, and you could keep hand picking them out of here, but there's something specifically that you want to do for this part of when you're grabbing ASINs. Okay, you want to actually grab ASINs that have proven themselves. Don't just grab every ASIN under the horizon, right? I kind of touched on that a little bit. Try and get the ones that are the best performers, because they have the most data, and they actually have, you know, they have sales data to back up the fact that they are doing well and they know how to rank their product. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take 5 of these competitors. We're just gonna take these 5 here. I don't actually know which ones those are, but I put them in my list, so it must be good. And then what you're gonna do, instead of Magnet, you're gonna come back and you're gonna go to Cerebro now. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna paste all 5 ASINs in, and we're gonna hit get keywords, not get competitors, get keywords. And what that's actually going to do is it's going to collect a list of keywords that these ASINs are all associated with or directly ranking for those keywords. Right, so this is just loading up here, and what we're going to see soon is we're going to see a big list just like we saw on Magnet of keywords, but instead of it being Helium-10 associating those keywords to the phrase we put in, it's actually them associating those keywords to the ASINs that we put in. So we're getting more data here. So now what we can do, there's a specific advanced filter I want to show you how to use. This advanced rank filter right here, the A stands for ASIN and the R stands for rank. So basically, check this out. I could say, hey, show me a minimum of 5 ASINs, that's all of our ASINs, that are ranked a maximum of 25 on page 1. Show me only search terms that, so look, we went down to 8. We went from 4,000 to 8. So now these are search terms that all 5 of these ASINs are ranked in the top 25 results for. So are these going to be irrelevant search terms, or are these going to be highly relevant search terms? Well, they're going to be highly relevant because we've triangulated or we've pentagolated, right? There's 5 actual data points that have suggested that all of these search terms, all of these ASINs are ranking for. So if they're all ranking for it, that's not just luck or chance, it means that those are all things that are highly targeted and very related to this product. So we would want to target all of those keywords. So then what I would do is I would export this as a CSV, and then I would go open that up, or I'd just copy them or type them all in to this exact demand search terms list, add them down at the bottom here. And then maybe I want to make this a little bit more narrow. Let's say only 3 of them are ranking in the top 15. All right, so you could adjust that threshold. So now we're getting picture hanging kit, picture hanging, wall hanging kit. We got 54 here now. And now we could look through all of these and at least just make sure that they're all still highly relevant. Or what you can do is you can actually go into search volume and just set like a minimum of like maybe 300. So we're not seeing all those keywords and wasting our time on things that aren't gonna give us a lot of impressions. Now we have a list of 19 keywords here. 3 of the ASINs out of the 5 are ranked in the top 15 positions for any one of these given ASINs, or any one of these given phrases. So now we have a really good list here of keywords that we can add to our master list here. We would just put them right at the bottom. So just to give you an example of how we would do that, we could come in here, we could go export, copy to clipboard, and you could just paste them right at the bottom here. You click there, it'll just put them right in, just like that. And it actually, to get this remove duplicates, by the way, show you how to do this. You're gonna enter a formula. So now we're moving on, right? We've created our master list based on Magnet and Cerebro. You could also do this with Keyword Scout, by the way. You could enter in the keywords into Keyword Scout, and you could enter in the ASINs to Keyword Scout. We don't have that advanced rank filter. We have an organic rank filter, which I think they just added. But yeah, it'll work there too. I just prefer this tool for analytical research. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna type in equals. We're gonna type in unique. It'll actually pop up right here. You just click on it. And then you're gonna select the range. So we'll hover over all of this here. We'll select all of that, close the parentheses, and hit enter. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna give you a list of keywords. It's all of these, it's just not showing duplicates. Okay, so like check this out. If we were to sort this by A to Z, we would see like picture frame hanging kit shows up 3 times. It's getting rid of all of that. Okay, we're gonna put it back so because it messed up everything. Great, now this list here, I'll actually go through, and again, I'll just do a quick sort. I'll make sure that all these are highly relevant. So the reason that this list is smaller as well, because we added keywords, but also I went through and I was like, hang art. Now that's a little bit broad, and by the way, you can't delete it from there, you have to delete it from here. So I would get rid of it, and then I would go, okay, let's see, picture hanging. Again, that's kind of broad, that's more like referring to a category of products, not really one product. So I'd get rid of it. And then I would come through here and I would delete so that it's only products that are highly targeted to mine. And then I end up with this list here. We could see we have, let's see, 3 to 30, so we have about 20, that's 32. We have about 29 keywords right here. Okay, and that's going to be the list of keywords we use to create our keyword PPC campaigns. Also, we have our ASINs here. We only want to select about 5 to 10 ASINs max. So go select your best competitors and make your ASIN list. Now let's jump over to Seller Central and I'll show you how to actually set these campaigns up. So we're here in Seller Central. I've just created a new portfolio just for the sake of the video to keep it nice and neat so we don't have all my other random campaigns mixed in, just to make it a little neater for everyone. What you're going to do is you're going to select Create Campaign. Okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do a sponsored products campaign, and then we're actually gonna name it, the name of your product is the best way to do it. And then you are going to put a dash, and then you're gonna call it manual, okay? Wanna keep your campaign names very neat, keep them organized, because then once you start scaling, it doesn't get crazy. So picture hanging tool, manual, all right? That's all we're gonna call this one, because we're only gonna have 3 campaigns. So then we're gonna go with a $20 daily budget. Set it whatever you want. If you go lower, you'll have a little bit of a harder time getting good rank, right? Because Amazon's gonna prioritize bigger campaigns. If you go really high, you might get more sales, but your spending will be a little bit out of control. I like to dial it in at 20. And then once it's proven itself that it's profitable, or at least break even at 20, then I'll really start scaling at 50, 100, 150, 200, 250 with the budget. Because just because you're increasing your budget doesn't mean that you're gonna spend more unless you are actually maxing out your budget every day. It might just mean that you're giving the campaign a little bit more room to breathe. So we'll go manual. We're gonna do dynamic bids down only. That just means that the Amazon can bid the bid that you select or less. If less would have gotten you the top position or would have gotten you the sale, they will spend less. So we'll come in here and we will select our product, and then we will go keyword targeting, and then we're gonna do enter list. This is always a good sign, by the way. If Amazon's recommending words that are highly relevant to your product, that means you did a good job of optimizing your listing, because Amazon's algorithm knows exactly what it is. So right here, we're gonna name this ad group broad. So this is gonna be broad match type. So naturally, it might look something like that. Make sure you only select broad, okay? Then we're gonna enter that list of keywords that we just had right here. So we'll take all these, come over to advertising, we'll drop them in. We're gonna go ahead and hit add keywords. Okay, perfect. Now we would do launch campaign. Great, so now the campaign's made and we have one ad group. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go enter that campaign and show you how to add your next ad group that we have to create. Okay, so we are here. We can see the campaign right here. And if we click into the campaign, we don't want to create a whole new campaign for this. We just want to go right into the campaign. We'll do create ad group. And once you do this, you're going to do the exact same thing. There's less steps because you don't have to actually make the campaign this time. We'll just add the product. We'll call this phrase. Okay, this is going to be a different kind of match type. So instead of broad, select phrase, enter list. It's actually going to be the exact same keywords we're going to use. We're just targeting it a little bit differently with our match type. We're going to go ahead and add those keywords. So now we have the same keywords being targeted broad and being targeted phrase. We'll do create ad group. And that's actually going to make this list here. So we have this manual campaign now running. It has 2 different match types, and that's going to be it for our first PPC campaign. Now let's go ahead and create a whole new campaign, and this will be our next one, our PDA. So now we're going to come in here and we're going to do create campaign instead of doing create ad groups. We're going to go all the way back out to the advertising level and do create campaign. Okay, so the flow is create a campaign, then create an ad group, and then there's an ad set, which would be like your keyword phrases. So in this case, we're gonna go create campaign, and this is gonna be our second one that we created. It's gonna be our ASIN targeting, or our product display ads. So this one, again, we'll go picture hanging tool and then PDA, or you could call it something like this. If you prefer ASIN, you could do that as well. Okay, and then we're gonna go 20, we're gonna do manual, down only. This is gonna be competitors. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna select our product. We're gonna scroll down, we're gonna go enter list. We're gonna go product targeting. And then we're gonna go individual products, enter list, and just enter these ASINs here. Now, quick note, because I know we didn't really touch on this. The ASINs that I've selected them strategically. I know we talked about making our list, but I didn't tell you how to select those ASINs. So those ASINs there, what we wanna do is, this is where I used Jungle Scout's extension with those filters. I wanted to show you this. You ideally wanna find ASINs that have a price similar, exactly yours, or higher than yours. So I'll go by 17, and then make sure the ASINs are relevant. So of course, we only want to see things that are our exact product. We know the customer is already looking for this. That's hilarious. So that's mine right there. I didn't even think that was going to happen. But anyway, we have a group of ASINs here. Now we don't want to advertise my own product. It's very nice to see it on there though, that's a good sign. We have a group of products here, and if we look, they all have relatively low reviews, right? So they're in our range. If we really wanted to do this perfectly, we could go like this, right? So now we just have 4 ASINs. You don't have to do it over the top with this. Just 4 or 5 is fine. We have competitors that have a very similar price to us. They're all over 17. Ours is 19. And we have competitors here that have a lesser perceived product value. So we actually have a bundled item. So that's why ours is $2 more. And they have reviews that are similar to us, right? They're under 50. Pretty much everything under 50 is pretty similar. But they also have revenue that's high, so they're getting a lot of traffic. So now I would take this list of ASINs right here. Ideally, what you're looking for is you want to find an ASIN that has a higher price than you and a worse review rating. That's the perfect scenario. But at launch, highly targeted ASINs that are very similar to yours with a good amount of revenue, but with very low reviews is a good place to start. So we'll take those ASINs, and that's what will make up our list. But now that we're in here, enter list, you're gonna grab the ASINs that we've selected here. So we'll copy those, we'll come over here, we'll hit enter. Now we'll just hit target. And now we're gonna do a very different, very aggressive bid strategy for this. So instead of 70, like we could leave this at this for now, and I'm gonna hit launch campaign. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna come back in and we're gonna edit those bids, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so we've come back and now we're gonna actually go into the campaign here. We're gonna click into our total targets. That'll take us right to targeting automatically. Just click on that number 7 there, or whatever number you have there. And then once this loads up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna select all of them. Instead of 75-cent bids, notice they're all pretty low. We're gonna be very aggressive here, because what we wanna do is we wanna pop up right under our competitor's listing. We wanna pop up right in this spot. Now, I think my PDA campaign actually went out of budget for the day, but we are going to want to take that spot, right? So we're going to change this extremely aggressive. So adjust bid, set bid to a dollar amount. I would go like, not 500, $5, okay? Just a really, really high bid. Just make sure that you're getting that spot, right? $5, $10. And again, we have dynamic bids down, so it doesn't necessarily mean we're going to spend 5. If we could get it for $1.30, we will. We're just basically telling Amazon, hey, I'm willing to pay up to $5 for that spot. Give me the highest position I can get for that price. And if you've done a good job of selecting your ASINs, that should be a really profitable campaign for you. Now we're gonna go create our last campaign now. See you in a second. Okay, cool. So far we've gotten 2 out of the 3 launch campaigns. We have a manual and we have an ASIN targeting. Now our last campaign is going to be an auto low bid. So you can think of this like a catch-all campaign. It's gonna go out and get all the broad keywords that we haven't selected, but it's gonna do it very conservatively. So we're gonna go sponsored products, starting from scratch again, and call this auto low bid, okay? Again, we're gonna go 20. We're gonna leave it on auto. We're gonna go dynamic bids down only. And then we're gonna come in here to add group name. It's gonna be low bid. Add our product. And then instead of 75 cents, let's just go with a 30-cent bid, okay? Now you could do set by targeting group. And what I might do is I would do something like maybe like a 30-cent bid for close match, 40, 50, 60. Kind of go up like that. But if you're not sure, just go ahead and do 30, and you can always optimize that later on. We're gonna go ahead and hit launch campaign. And that is it, guys. That is my 3 campaigns that I have running for this product right now. Just showed you how to build them entirely from scratch. Showed you my actual rank and position that I was able to get up to in just 3 days. And as you can see, I'm only spending $20 a day on those campaigns. So just 3 of them there. It's by no means like going crazy and going super big. I like to see that my campaigns are gonna work before I actually go ahead and try and scale them up. So I tend to take a more conservative approach. Once I've gone week 1, week 2, I've optimized a bit, then I'll really start cranking up those daily budgets until I'm organically ranked in all the positions I want to be, and hopefully I can start backing off on ads eventually. That's gonna do it for today's video. Thanks so much for sticking around. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe. Other than that, I'll see you here tomorrow on the channel for another video. Thanks so much. Later.